The term prehistoric refers to the period of human history before the invention of writing systems. The Stone Age, the period in which human beings used tools made of stone until they started to use metal, is divided into three periods: Paleolithic, Mesolithic, and Neolithic. The art and culture from this period were the work of Homo sapiens, who hunt using sticks and stone weapons. People on this era were nomads and lived in communities. One of the first art manifestations were painting founds in caves, such as Chauvet and Lascaux Cave, El Castillo and Altamira Cave, and the Cave of the Swimmers. Mesolithic era was not very important for the evolution of art. It is considered to be like a bridge between the Paleolithic and the Neolithic. The Neolithic, the art expression on this time, was strongly influenced by the changes in the social organization. People started settling down, and the architecture began to be an important means of expression. In Africa appeared one of the greatest civilizations of all time, Egypt, settled near the Nile River. Egyptians made a lot of contributions to art and society. The pyramids, the mummification process, the Sphinx, and their mummification process was very important. The entire process lasts about 72 days. They need to conserve their body and every material they achieve on earth. All the organs were removed except from the heart. After that, the body was covered with substance that dehydrated and dissolved the body fats, then washed with scent oils. The organs were placed in 4 jars, guarded by the sons of Horus. Then we have the palette of Narmer. It's a palette decorated in a low relief. The way in which it is done reflects a reinterpretation of the human body because it does not try to imitate it. The body parts are arranged as they are individually understood, and not as they are seen in the nature. Pyramids are the most famous Egyptian structures. Those were symbols of afterlife, the place in which the pharaohs supposed to be buried and have a good life after the death. The name of this civilization means literally land between the rivers. That's because Mesopotamia was situated between the Tigris and the Euphrates. The gods of Mesopotamia tend to reflect the nature. There is Anu, god of sky, Enlil, ruler of the earth, Ea, god of water, Nannar, god of the moon, Shamash, god of the sun, and Ishtar, love and fertility. Mesopotamians also were an important civilization because they created a graded system called cuneiform. It means in the form of a wedge. This system had evolved from the idea of ownership. They marked things with seal, using a calendar with an image carved on it. For example, legal documents. Once the cuneiform system was established, it was a matter of time for the art of literature to be developed. Mesopotamian literature tried to discover the origin of gods and humans. One of the poems of the time was the Epic of Gilgamesh, considered one of the first representations of epic poetry. Gilgamesh was a powerful king searching for eternal life, and he had to go through a lot of adventures in order to achieve it. One of the first important work written about Chinese painting was Six Canons of Painting by Xie Ho. In this book, Ho writes about 6 elements that he uses to criticize, judge, and talk about painting. It has been translated in many languages. G. Animation through spirit consonants. Liang. Structural method in the use of the brush. Sen. Fidelity to the object in portraying forms. Su. Conformity to kind in applying colors. Wu. Proper planning in the placing of elements. Liang. Transmission of the experience of the past in making copies.
Hi, I am a Persian queen. In my palaces, we had simple designs. Those portraits were mainly animals like birds, goats, and the goat is usually a goat with horns. And they were usually showed in vessels or in right tones. And here are some examples of how they sort of look like, and they were really simple but a little hard to make. So, the Persians.
You can find at the Metropolitan Museum of Art some of the most important sculptures from the Indies. There is a stunning four-armed Vishnu, which is carved in a typical Indian way, with the god portrayed with a round face. Vishnu was portrayed in many forms. He is holding things like a war discus, a conch, and a battle mace. One of the four hands is missing, but it's believed that a hand will carry an orb that symbolizes earth. But one of the most famous and representative statues is the one of Shiva. In this sculpture, you can find Shiva dancing at the center of the universe, in presence of the gods. He shows that he creates, preserves, and destroys. The circle around Shiva represents the boundaries and the cosmos.
Poetry and acting. Poetry and acting. They like dancing too. And also they like to make sculptures. And one of the gods that was worshipped in the field was Apollo. He was god of art.
Rome is a replica of Greece. The only thing they didn't copy was the arch structure and lynch. Their most known art are the mosaic.